Good afternoon, welcome to Interesting Talks with Footprints. I hope that you're well and that you've had an enjoyable day in the sunshine. We've had lovely weather today in London, at least in London. I can't speak for the rest of the country or Europe. Today's talk is on trusting the process. Trust the process. This can apply to many different forms of change or processing. In fact, my inspiration came from when I was in the gym the other day. I was told that I'm losing weight in the gym, running and all that. But of course, I can't see it, can I? But a friend has said to me those magical words, trust the process. So in therapy, the same thing can happen. Change is taking place, but we just don't see it. What does it mean to trust the process? This is what it means. Trust the process is a phrase that you might hear from therapists or from other mental health professionals. They use it a lot of the time. You might also see it on social media, from coaches, mindfulness instructors, or anybody that's guiding you through meditations. But what does it really mean? Well, essentially it means trust the process of therapy. To trust it. Although it might not be able to be seen, the light at the end of the tunnel when you're starting in the beginning, but the light is certainly there for the majority of people. It gets worse before it gets better. Therapy can be a difficult process, and one that more than not makes us feel worse before we start to feel better. This is something that often leads to clients ending the therapy before they're ready, because they either feel that it's not working or because it's making them feel worse, or that they may not be able to manage the feelings that they're going through, the worst feelings that they're going through at that moment. The reason that therapy often makes you feel worse before you feel better is that it's bringing up difficult thoughts, difficult feelings, difficult memories and emotions to the forefront of your mind. Thoughts and memories, emotions that we automatically push to the back of our minds. Bury in metal boxes. Avoid at all costs because they make us feel worse. The problem with burying these feelings, these emotions, these thoughts is that our mental boxes can only hold so much. In order to process what has happened or how we're feeling, we need to bring these thoughts to the forefront of our minds and talk about them. This often leads to feeling worse before we feel better, because we are focusing on negative rather than ignoring it. Trusting the process in this intense way means trusting. And once we've processed these difficult feelings, the thoughts will no longer haunt us. They will no longer feel as difficult as they were back in the day when you did bury them and when they first came to the surface again, or when they actually took place. Therapy has many levels. Another aspect of trusting the process in therapy is to trust the therapy is working on multiple levels. While you might be talking about, your mother during a session, for example, your therapist is quietly making connections, links between what your mother has said to you or done, or not said or done in the past, and how your partner is making you feel in the present. There could be a link. They're also making connections between what your mother has said or done or not done in the past and how you're interacting with them in the room. Your therapist will bring these possible connections and insights to your attention to discuss how they might be relevant or not, and how they how your mother did or didn't do back then is impacting you in the here and the now, both in your relationships out there and in your relationships with the therapist. This will lead not only to resolutions or insights into your relationship with your mother, but also a deeper healing and understanding of yourself in all relationships, including relationships with yourself. In this instance, trusting the process means understanding that what you are talking about in the therapy room isn't the only thing that is being processed in the therapy room. Sometimes it is even simpler than I've described above. Sometimes trusting the process in these instances means that although you're telling your therapist day-to-day annoyances or frustrations, the simple fact that your therapist is hearing you, seeing you, and understanding what you're saying is healing in itself. The mere process of paying attention, that undivided attention that you don't get outside of therapy that often, if at all, makes a big, big difference on how you interact